Today I am going to make a stencil of this sloth here, and I'm going to walk you all through the process.
You already know, ItsANAYthingArt.
This is what I use to create stencils. You can get this at Michael's, probably any craft store. You can get something pretty similar. And this is Duralar, and it's just basically clear sheets of paper. Okay, I'm just going to pull one out. It's hard to do this with one hand. And pull it out, it comes out very easily. Okay, and this is what I'm going to use to create my stencil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this glove off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is outline the sloth. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about the little small details of the flaring of the fur. I'm just going to draw out the basic shape of the actual sloth, because these details could be easily added on with the paint. So I'm just tracing around. Again, not worrying about the actual fur, just the basic detail of the sloth. Okay, I'm using a permanent marker to do this. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and do the details on the actual sloth. So I'm tracing the tan area now. Okay, so that's all I'm going to trace is the basic shape of the sloth and the tan area. So if you're hosting a sip and paint, you're not confident that your guests can do the nose or the smile, whatever it is, then I will add in these details. But I'm pretty sure I can explain how to simply do a nose, draw a U shape, and then connect it. So I'm not going to worry about tracing anything else. So once I trace it, I'm going to go ahead and lift it up. And this is what I have. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut the lines that I have. Okay. I'm just going to create a little slit. It works best if you have an X-Acto knife, but right now I do not. So I'm creating a little slit here. Okay. And then cut it out. So I'm just following that line that I did. Following that line. Okay, and I'm not going to go all the way to the edges. Okay, so once I have that all cut out, let's see. Now, in order for it to actually be traced, I need to make sure I have like at least 1 inch cut off in that original slit, so that way I can use my pencil or a Sharpie, whatever it is that you're tracing with, to actually make sure that there's space for that pencil or pen to actually trace out the sloth. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off 1 inch. So I'm going in once again. And this time I'm just cutting off just a little bit more, just to make sure I have space. All right. So once I do that, then I need to do the same thing to the inside of the sloth. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll be right back. So now I have cut my stencil, and as you can see, just to recap, I grabbed this clear sheet of paper and I placed it over this. And what I did was I traced it. So once I traced my actual my painting, and then I cut out the actual lines that I had traced to about 1 inch. So you see this is a gap here. So I need that inch of space so I can use my pen or marker to actually trace it out. Okay, so now that I have my stencil, okay, and you don't have to still have this extra space on there. You can actually just cut it, but I just left it on there. Okay, so I'm gonna line up in the middle just like I have the painting. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and trace it out. So I have that gap of space, and that's what's allowing me to trace it. So you can't just cut it. You have to also, once you cut that slit, those lines, you still have to cut 1 inch of space so you have room to trace it. It doesn't have to be super perfect, because once you do paint it, you can adjust anything that you don't like. And also, I try not to pre-sketch too much of a painting for a sip of paint, because some customers do want to customize their painting. So they don't want you to draw everything. They have no chance to get creative, you know? Okay. And sometimes there's going to be some gaps when you take this off. There's going to be some areas that you have to connect. So I'm going to take it off. Okay, and this is what I have. So I'm just gonna bring this down, and I'm gonna go ahead and connect these areas. So if you don't get it perfect, just connect it. And there you are. Here is the stencil. This is the original. And this is my stencil. Any questions at all about this stenciling process, please leave your questions below. I will be sure to answer them. Cooking soul,